All right, guys, let's try this. Let's see if my audio works now. Can you guys hear me okay? Yep, there it is. Now it works. Sorry about that, guys. Again, I have no idea what goes on. I have no idea why I have so many issues. I have no idea why sometimes the sound doesn't work and sometimes it does. I have no clue. So sorry about that, but we are back. We're back. I'm really going to give some time for some people to log on here now. All right, guys. So thanks for joining me tonight. I've got Jason Spetafor, the Wolf of Weed Trade. He's with me today. Jason, say what's up.
What's up, everybody?
Thank you, guys. Sean, Ashley, guys, thank you very much. Guys, thank you for the condolences. I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are great. You guys are awesome. Thank you, guys. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. My fiance's grandmother. I had to head out on Friday early. That's why Friday, guys, I didn't post I didn't post a video, a recap on Friday because we got some news Friday morning, and I was not able to trade the rest of the day, and I wasn't able to make a video. I also will not be trading tomorrow. The services and everything are tomorrow, so tomorrow will be a day off of trading for me. So no trading for me tomorrow. Thank you, guys. Thank you, all of you. Thank you very much. It really means a lot. Thank you, guys. Okay, guys. Thank you. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much, all of you. I mean, I saw like 100 of you send condolences and everything. So just instead of going one by one, I'll just say thank you very much to each and every single one of you. It really means a lot. Thank you, guys. Thank you. All right, guys. So thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. I will definitely let her know as well that the whole TTG fam sends their condolences and their best. I know it means a lot to me. I know it'll mean a lot to her as well. So thank you very much, everybody. Now let's dive into it, guys. Okay, what we're going to be doing here tonight is I don't necessarily have a specific topic that I want to discuss. I know Jason wants to talk about some cannabis and some marijuana stuff. because we actually had I had a really nice trade on Friday before I had to head out, and that was on long Aurora. I caught a really nice trade long Aurora in the morning. I have not traded a cannabis stock in a very long time. Probably since, oh man, it's been maybe almost a year. It's been maybe almost.
Yeah, probably since I told everybody to get out.
Yeah, it's probably.
Unless you were going short.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't remember how. It's been a while. It's been a while since I traded a cannabis stock, but I couldn't resist Aurora on Friday, and I thought we had a chance for a squeeze on Aurora, and I actually caught a really nice trade on it. So what I'll do is, I'm gonna let you guys dictate this live stream. The topics that we discuss. You got Jason and I at your disposal. So I'm just going to do, I usually start the Q&A. I usually start the live streams off with a blanket Q&A to give people time to log on. But for this live stream, I'm going to leave it open from start to finish. So I'm going to let you guys all dictate the topics that we discuss. And I'll try to answer as many of your questions as I possibly can. But it's, this coming on, kind of talking to you guys, kind of helps get my head away from the stuff that we're dealing with kind of on a personal level. So fire away, guys. I'm leaving the floor open for you. Blanket Q&A from start to finish. Like I said, you guys dictate the direction and the topics that we cover. So go ahead, guys. Manuel says, how do you look for gap up stocks in the morning? Very simple, Manuel. It's just a gap scan. Every scanner will have a gap scan. You just use a scanner in the morning, and that scanner will tell you what stocks are gapping up the most and what stocks are gapping down the most. It's very simple. It's just a basic gap scan. Any scanner you use, Trade Ideas, FinViz, whatever scanner that you're using, they will have a gap scan. Dark Leader Roger says, does your course include anything about long-term investing, company analysis? So Dark Leader, I do not currently have a course on long-term investing. It is on my list of courses that I'm going to be coming out with throughout the year. Every month or two, I try to come out with a new course or new educational content to add to current courses. Long-term investing and company analysis is something that's on my list of courses that I want to create over the next couple of months, and I do plan on adding to the TTG curriculum. What I have been doing since then is that whenever I add or I initiate a new position in a company in my long-term holdings, I always let our TTG members know. Just like I would alert them to a day trade or a swing trade, I alert them to whenever I add to my long-term investment holdings. Jason does the same. So whenever Jason is adding to a long-term holding, or if he's initiating a new long-term holding, myself and Jason, we both will let the TTG community know what the company is, and I usually will kind of let them know around what the weight percentage in my portfolio is. I'm very overweight tech, and what I've been doing over the last month and a half since the market started crashing in March, that initial crash in March, I added to all my long-term tech holdings, and then I also bought a bunch of other stocks. I bought like Home Depot, Disney, JP Morgan, Boeing, Johnson & Johnson, TNDM, on top of all my tech holdings. My tech holdings I added to were Apple, Amazon, Google, Facebook, Microsoft, Qualcomm, Disney, AMD, NVIDIA. I actually bought a little MU as well. And then just recently, a couple weeks ago, I bought OXY, OKE, Chevron, and Altria. And then I bought a small piece of United Airlines last week. So just a nibble, I just took a nibble out of, I'm going to add to it as the stock, continues lower. But I always let people know when I'm adding to my long-term portfolio. But I don't currently have a course, but it is on my list of courses that I plan on coming out with over the next couple of months.
Yeah, and for me, I think when I first started with ETG, Mike and I did one of these on a Sunday, and I went over the list of everything that I was eyeing to buy that week, and I got into a lot of them. But now everything's up just kind of bananas. So what I'm doing now is just managing them and just kind of staying active. It actually eats up a nice chunk of time. But because look, like Square, right? I got that in the 40s, and it's 76 now. So I'm just trying to take a little off, just in case, to buy a dip. And if it keeps going, then so be it. There's definitely other distressed assets out there that I can funnel profit to. Like we took profit in Power REIT on Friday. We got into that position at $8. I took profit over 18. And then now, like the real estate plays that we've been waiting on for since March are now starting to pay big. But yeah, we're letting you guys know what we're doing, and also we go over this when we do one-on-ones with you.
Yeah.
So I probably spend a good 20 minutes on just positioning your long-term portfolio and how to get what your strategy should be right now for adding and not trying to find the bottom, and just kind of giving a fundamental 30,000 foot view of why I'm doing the things that I'm doing.
Yeah, that's the most important part, guys, is understanding why we're doing what we're doing, right? It's one thing for you to just want to follow what Jason and I are doing, whether it's active trading during the day or if it's long-term portfolio stuff. It's one thing if you want to just kind of shadow our positions and everything, but it's more important that you understand why we're doing what we're doing. That way you guys can truly learn, and you can take that education and then make decisions on your own. Let's see. We got a lot of questions. Woo! Lots of questions. Let me see.
I saw a question about Powell.
Go ahead.
We should probably get into that.
Shoot.
Yeah, so I watched it. It's funny. So I watched the futures while he was talking because I was making dinner for my family, and then I went and watched it after I was done. Futures did what they normally do. They started to move. They're pretty flat right now from where he started speaking, but honestly, it was really a softball interview. There was nothing that we haven't heard. There's nothing that was a surprise. Look, the last time Powell was on 60 Minutes, the market tanked. It absolutely tanked. When Powell spoke last week about the airlines and everything else, the market dropped. The Dow dropped 500 points. So he's doing a little bit of damage control. One thing he said that kind of caught my eye. Well, two things. So if you're making $40,000 and under, 40% of those people are unemployed right now. That's a crazy statistic.
Yeah, the people getting hurt the most are the low income people.
Right. And that's a labor force. That's the middle class. That's small business. That's just getting completely decimated right now. He thinks unemployment is going to be at 25%, that's Great Depression level. I got the sense that number is obviously going to be higher. The part that really pissed me off in the whole thing was, he was saying that they could add, they might have to do another couple of $1 trillion of stimulus, right? That the Fed might have to jump in, the Congress and the Senate has to jump in and do more. and then they'll deal with that debt down the road, basically. Basically what he's saying is, when we have to deal with it, I won't be Fed chair.
Yeah.
There'll probably be a new president. But the thing that really pissed me off is he said, when we've got low unemployment, when the economy is doing great, when there's consumer confidence, then we'll deal with it. That's complete bullshit, because guess what? 5 months ago, 6 months ago, 3 months ago, all of those things were great.
Yep.
And Fed was still doing repo, pumping all this money into the market that it didn't need to, and the debt was just spiraling out of control. So I don't know. I don't know how anybody's bullish on this. Market's probably it doesn't matter what I think. Like, the sentiment dictates price. But, on Friday we got another Warren Buffett news dump that he sold Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, bunch of oil companies, that and a bunch of other things. So Buffett's still bearish on the economy, and Powell, I don't know. I look at this as just kind of like, we could get honey-dicked again.
Yeah. It's actually interesting, because you had Buffett sold banks, but then you actually had some other very, very, very large influential hedge fund managers actually buy some. But Warren Buffett bought PNC Bank. You have a bunch of other. You had David Tepper, Einhorn, Carl Icahn. I mean, you're talking multi-billionaire status, guys that manage tens of billions of dollars. Talking about companies that they had added positions to, and there seems to be a little bit of a discrepancy, or it's becoming maybe a stock picking game rather than just going after a blanket overall sector or industry. And listen, interest rates are going to be near zero for a long time. So we have to see, what happens with that. But when you're talking about Powell and the Fed, and I think, it'll be taken in a bullish stance to have the Fed supporting the economy, because that's what led to the entire bounce after that March low was put in. That was an entire Fed-based rally. It was not a health rally. It was not a vaccine rally. It was a Fed stimulus rally. And as long as the Fed is there to hold that stimulus, the markets will sustain and eventually get back to, if basically the Fed is saying, we're going to sit here and provide a safety net until earnings get back to where they belong and the economy gets back to where it belongs, and then markets can start to push higher. But eventually you're going to have to deal with this $6 trillion now. Congress is proposing, the House just passed or just agreed on a $3 trillion stimulus. That's got to go over to the Senate, which probably is not going to pass first time around. They're going to have to go back and forth with that. But you're just talking more and more and more and more stimulus. Eventually, this debt is going to have to be answered for. And to say, oh, well, when the economy's better and unemployment's low, then we'll deal with it. That's nonsense. Because like Jason said, unemployment was 3.5% for the last 2 years. The economy was the strongest it's ever been. And you weren't dealing with your current debt. Now we've just added to it. Not to mention that, let's not forget what happened in December 2018 when the Fed thought the economy was strong enough to withstand raising interest rates. Let's not forget what happened in the fourth quarter of 2018 when they tried raising interest rates. If I need to remind you, I'll go back to a chart. That's what happened when we tried to start to raise interest rates. Okay, market didn't take that too well. Markets did not take that too well. All right, so to see where we are now, I don't know, guys. I think this will be a problem, but it's not going to be a problem for a few years. So the markets may sustain, the economy may come back, the stimulus works, we push higher, push higher, push higher. We have a new president, we have a new Fed chair. We probably have another new president. Actually, it'll probably be another full term, whether Trump wins again or if Joe Biden wins. It'll probably be even after their term. whoever that next president to follow. You're talking about another 4-year term. After that is probably when you're going to start to hear kind of the bells ring. And we'll have to see what the state of the economy is when we get there. Who knows? Maybe there's a phase 2 China deal. Who knows, guys? We have to wait. That nobody knows. Nobody knows what's going to happen for 4 or 5 months from now. Never mind 4 or 5 years from now. So
Yeah.
I just think that as long as the markets don't look 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the road. They look like 6 months down the road. And as long as the Fed is going to stand there and support the economy and support the markets throughout this lockdown, as long as the Fed's basically putting a floor in the equities markets, and as long as they commit to that, the markets I think will sustain until the Fed says, guys, we can't help you anymore, and then the markets will pull back in. But as long as the Fed is willing to stand there and kind of take it, they'll have to deal with the repercussions down the road. And I think markets can trade higher before those chickens come home to roost. All right. We've got a lot of questions that I want to try to get caught up on here. Mike Delaney says, your educational content is day swing strategies or is it options trading? I'm looking to understand A-plus setup and manage risks. Does your subscription include a scanner and platform setup review? Mike Delaney, that's an excellent question and comment. So my educational content encompasses literally everything that you just said. So at TTG, we day trade, we swing trade, we also trade options. We also trade ETFs. We have a couple traders that trade cryptos. We have a couple traders that do futures. Okay, we have some traders that do basic calls and puts. We have other traders that do straddles, strangles, condors, credit spreads, debit spreads. Okay, we have a very, very, very extremely diverse group of traders. For example, in the TTG curriculum in the courses, you have a beginner stock trading course. You have an advanced stock trading course. You also have a beginner options trading course and an advanced options trading course. The thing that you guys will learn the most as a member of True Trading Group, I would probably say, is the ability to identify an A-plus setup versus a B or C setup. So I talked about this on my previous live stream, and I said, every setup is not created equal. So if you said, all right, listen, Mike, go find me 10 bull flags, you might go and find me 10 bull flags, but all 10 of those bull flags are not created equal. And it's where you start to make the jump and the progression in your trading and in your P&L and your consistency really, which in turn will obviously affect your P&L. But when you talk about being a consistently profitable trader, it has to do with you being able to be patient enough and educated enough to identify an A-plus bull flag versus a B or C bull flag. And to understand that, you need to understand how different technical indicators work in conjunction with one another. Like, how does the Fibonacci coincide with VWAP, with the trade line, with the initial morning high? What's the volume analysis on that chart pattern? All of those things, go into encompassing your technical analysis to say, this is an A-plus setup. This is a B or C setup. And once you can start to make that differentiation when you're looking at these setups and you're scanning the markets and you're trying to see and decide which setup am I going to pull the trigger on and which one am I going to bypass, that's what you are going to learn as a member of True Trading Group. That is how you get your consistency higher, because there is no pattern that works 100% of the time. It doesn't exist. Okay? The best setup you'll ever see in your life will still fail. You just need to find the setups that maybe 70% of the time, the price action is going to resolve itself one way versus another. And those are the setups that you want to put yourself in, where the odds are in your favor, not against you, or 50-50. So what I like to say is, like, an A-plus setup is maybe a 70-30 chance of the price action resolving itself in one direction. A B setup is maybe a 60-40 chance that it resolves itself in one direction. And a C setup is a 50-50 shot. You never want to put yourself in a 50-50 shot. Okay? and understanding how technical indicators work in conjunction with one another. For example, if you have the initial morning high and that lines up with the 38.2 Fibonacci level, it lines up with VWAP, the trade line's coming up underneath it, and that's also the 50-day moving average on the daily chart, that, my friends, is an A-plus setup. And understanding how all those indicators work together to give you an A-plus setup is how you identify it. Okay, that's how you identify it. And then volume analysis is crucial, okay, because they're depending on the pattern and the setup, there are moments in that pattern formation that you want volume to increase. There's also moments during that pattern formation that you want volume to decrease. So understanding that volume analysis coupled with a thorough understanding of how technical indicators work in conjunction with another is how you identify A-plus setups. The mistake that a lot of traders make is they fall in love with one particular indicator and they trade on that one indicator like it's the holy grail. That is the wrong way to trade. Like I've seen traders where all they do is they trade off Fibonacci levels. That's a horrible strategy. You don't ever want to just rely on a Fibonacci level and a Fibonacci level only. You don't ever want to rely on VWAP and VWAP only. You want to rely on 3 or 4 indicators that are all telling you the exact same thing. Okay? So that's what you will learn, Mike. I know this was a long-winded answer, but that's what you'll learn as a member of True Trading Group. Okay, so that course curriculum, again, it's a beginner stock trading course, which will start you off from day one. Like if you guys have never traded a stock a day in your life, you have no idea what you're doing, the beginner and foundation course starts you off with that. What we also do is we offer platform setups for beginners. So whether you trade with Charles Schwab, TD Ameritrade, Thinkorswim, or E-Trade, whatever it is, we help you set up your charts. We help you set up like kind of your trade setup. We talk about your scanner setup. We help walk you through that setup. If you are a beginner, brand new trader, we help you guys with that. Okay, Jason, not Jason the Wolf that's on the phone, Jason Simmons, who's another one of our pro moderators in chat, he actually opens the chat room up at 7:30 a.m. He talks about pre-market movers, news, economic data, kind of what we're watching for the day. But maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks, depending on how many people need the help. After hours at around like 4:30 or so, from 4:30 to 5:30, he does a beginner setup session in chat when the market's closed. So if you want to learn how to set up your charts, get your indicators set up properly, get familiar with your chart, with your trading platform, we go through, set up your scanner, we go through all that stuff with you guys, kind of just as people need it. Okay, kind of just as it's not, we don't have it scheduled every day or every week. It's just as people need it, we set it up. Okay, so Mike, since you're asking about the curriculum and everything, I'll mention it again to you guys to let you guys know about Trader Palooza. I want to make sure you guys know about Trader Palooza. I'm going to be announcing details on Trader Palooza on Tuesday. What I can tell you guys now is that we were supposed to do a TTG meetup, like an in-person session for like 3 or 4 days. It was going to be in Miami. We were going to do it in either April or May. And then obviously coronavirus happened and I wasn't able to have the event. So what I'm doing on May 30th is I'm hosting a Trader Palooza virtual conference where you can come in and out of the virtual conference all day long. It's going to start at around 8:45 a.m. It's going to finish up at around 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. And every hour, we're going to have different traders from True Trading Group, myself, the Wolf, the other moderators that are in chat with us, Alex, Chris, Jay, Jason. We are going to cover different topics, okay, in this virtual conference. And you can sign in and sign out as you want to come for the topics that you want to discuss. Maybe you only want to, maybe if we cover 10 topics on the day, maybe you only want to be there for 6 of them. You can sign in and then sign out, go do some yard work, go to the store, whatever you have to do, come back and then log in when the next topic is up that you want to sit in on. Okay. So we're going to be doing risk management. We're going to be doing option trading. We're going to be doing advanced options. Jason's going to do a whole section on the cannabis sector. We're going to talk about cryptocurrency. We're going to talk about swing trading, small caps. We're going to talk about the TTG triangle. We're going to talk about risk management. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff, trading 101, kind of basic chart setups. We're going to talk about a lot of different topics on May 30th. I'm going to release the full details on Tuesday. Obviously, I'll share all the details with the YouTube channel once I release those full details. So if you guys want to attend that virtual trading conference, it is going to be for TTG members only. It is free with your membership. It is included. Okay, it is included with your membership because we were supposed to do it in a meetup for members in person, and then coronavirus happened. So this is kind of what I'm going to do instead. I still plan on having an in-person meetup, but it's going to be towards the end of the year when things are back to normal, hopefully. Okay, so that's the Trader Palooza event. It's going to be on May 30th. It's open for all TTG members. So what I will say to you guys now is if you want to join me and come to the Trader Palooza event, take advantage of the Memorial Day weekend sale that I'm running for the whole month of May, which is a 36% discount on a 1-year all-inclusive access membership to True Trading Group, because that'll get you the 36% discount on a year membership. So that's a year to chat room where I share my screen with you. I'm on the microphone. Jason's on the microphone. You know exactly what we're doing throughout the day, and I'm calling out trades before I make them live on the microphone. A year of text message alerts. So if you guys are not in chat during the day, you can still follow along with what it is that we're trading. A year of email swing trade alerts where you get the whole breakdown, thesis, profit targets, intended hold time, stop loss. You guys get all of that for a full year. All of the trading courses that are available on the website. That's beginner and advanced stock trading, beginner and advanced options trading, trader psychology part 1 and 2, and how to thrive during a stock market crash. You also will get access to all future courses. So somebody asked me before, do I have a long-term investing course? Right now, there's not a long-term investing course available on the curriculum. However, it's on my list of courses that I plan on coming out with throughout the year. Like I said, I'm constantly coming out with new material, new content, new courses. As a member of True Trading Group, you automatically get access to those courses. There's no upsells ever. Okay, so if I come out with a new course next month, you automatically get access to it, just like Netflix. Okay, you don't have to pay for a Netflix movie or documentary when it comes out. If you're a subscriber to Netflix, you get access to the content. Same thing with True Trading Group. There's no upsells ever. And then you will also get access to the Trader Palooza virtual conference. Okay, so all of that you guys get access to. In addition, anyone that signs up tonight before midnight will get included a free one-on-one mentor session with either myself or the Wolf. Okay, if you guys want a one-on-one mentor session with me, use the coupon code TTG36. Okay, that's TTG36. That'll get you a 36% discount. It'll get you access to the Trader Palooza virtual conference, and it'll give you a one-on-one mentor session with myself. If you want a one-on-one with the Wolf, use coupon code TTGWolf36. Again, that's TTGWolf36. That'll get you the 36% discount, access to the Trader Palooza virtual conference, and a one-on-one mentor session with the Wolf. Okay? Guys, the prices are going up in June because, again, I want to remind you, we're adding new features in June. In June, we're going to be adding a trade simulator on the website where you guys can paper trade with fake money. We're going to be adding real-time level 1 quotes, access to a real-time level 2 subscription, okay, at cost. It's a deal that we're working out with Quote Media. And then we're also going to be adding the ability to buy and sell directly from our website with the same software that Yahoo Finance uses. So all of those features will be added to the website in June. With those new features is going to come a slight bump in price of a year membership. Okay, so if you guys want the Trader Palooza access, that's May 30th. So if you sign up the month of May, you guys will automatically get access, full access to that. Again, no upsells and the 36% discount. So again, guys, TTG36 for me with your one-on-one, TTG Wolf36 for a one-on-one with the Wolf. Next question. Miss Tiny Trader says, my first question is, which moving averages go with each time frame? 50-day, 100-day, 200-day simple moving averages should be used on longer time frames only. Okay, you should not be using a 200-day simple moving average intraday. Okay, 50-day, 100-day, 200-day are more for daily charts and weekly charts. Intraday moving averages, I use VWAP and I use the trade line, which is the 9 exponential moving average. Okay, you can also use the 20. Okay, some traders use the 20-day. I use the only moving averages that I use intraday is VWAP and the 9 exponential moving average. Okay, those are the two moving averages that I use intraday. Let's see. Next question. Ooh, Jojo Martinez. Not yes. Good question, Jojo. Jojo says, Mike, while growing an account, I've noticed I am consistent. However, when do you know it's time to increase your position size? Great question. Excellent topic we're going to discuss because a lot of people do this wrong, Jojo. I want to make sure you do it right. There's a wrong way and a right way to increase position size. There's also the wrong time and the right time to increase position size. Let's talk about the timing first. It's time to increase your position size when you have displayed a couple months of consistency at your current position size with complete comfort mid-trade. What I mean by that is if you're in a trade, Jojo, and it starts to go against you, if you start to get nervous, you're not ready yet. You need to be at a point in your trading where when you're in a stock and it's going against you, but it has not yet hit your stop loss, but you're right on the trade. Let's say you're risking $500 on the trade. You enter the trade, you're down 300. How do you feel at that moment when you're down 300? Are you okay? Are you comfortable? Do you feel the exact same way you did when you pulled the trigger? Or are you starting to sweat? Is your leg shaking? Is your heart beating a little bit heavier and faster? If so, you're not yet ready. You need to be completely comfortable with losing on your current position size. If taking a loss on your current position size does not necessarily phase you and you can take a loss and move right on to your next trade and you've been consistent for a couple months, that's when you're ready to increase your size. Okay? That's the timing of increasing size. Now let's talk about the how. How do you actually increase position size? Another thing that traders do wrong. You do not ever want to just double your position size. I recommend TTG members, when we go over our one-on-ones, I'm doing my mentor sessions, and traders want to talk about getting bigger, you need to increase your position size slowly and incrementally for multiple reasons. I suggest increasing your size by 25% increments. So let's say you're usually risking $1,000 a trade and you want to get bigger. You're not going to start risking $2,000 a trade. You're going to start risking $1,250. Okay? The reason why we do this slowly is because in case you're not yet ready for that bigger size, we don't want to shock you by doubling your size. So if you go up slowly, it's going to be easier for you to deal with the new size because it's not going to be that much of a difference, and you can more comfortably move your way higher and kind of trick your mind into thinking you're still same risk. The other reason is what you don't want to do is trade with $1,000 risk for 2 months. And then you traded really well the last 2 weeks. You're boom, boom, boom. You're profitable. You're consistent. You had 2 weeks of solid gains. And then you're like, you know what? I'm going to jump up to 2,000, maybe 2,500 because I think I'm ready. Then you take 2 losses on your new size and you just wiped out 2 weeks of profit. So if that happens to you, you're going to go from max confidence because now you're comfortable. You had 2 weeks of solid gains. You're at max confidence. You think you're ready to increase your size. You're at max confidence. If you increase your size too much, you take a couple losses and it wipes out 2 weeks of profits. Guess what you just did to your confidence? Your confidence, your psyche, your mental capital is going to plummet. And now it's going to take time for you to build your confidence back up to where you were. So what we want to do when you increase your size, we want to make sure that we don't risk crushing your confidence. We want to make sure that even if you do take a couple losses with the new position size, it's not wiping out prior gains, because that will crush your confidence. And if your confidence gets hit, you have bigger issues now that are going to start to snowball rather than just dealing with new size. Now you're going to deal with a trader that's not confident, a trader that's going to be second guessing themselves, a trader that's going to be trigger shy, a trader that's going to be antsy to jump out of trades too soon. And you're going to have a whole new slew of problems that we're going to have to dive in and fix before you even think about getting back to increasing your position size. Everything you do as a trader has a cause and effect. Every single action that you take, whether it's mental or physical, has a chain reaction of events that will start to spiral out of control. That's why mental capital and the trader psychology course on the TTG website is crucial. Nobody talks about the psychology part of trading and the mental part of trading, but it is the single most important aspect that you need to be able to grasp and understand, prepare for, and learn how to get over and overcome. Okay, so that's why there's a right way and a wrong way to increase position size. So I hope, Jojo, this answers your question. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that had similar questions on how and when to increase position size. That's the right time to do it, and that's the right way to do it. Okay, and then once you increase by that 25%, prove to yourself consistency for a few weeks, a couple months, and then you do it again. Then boom, you increase another 25%, and then again, boom, and you just slowly work your way up that scale, step by step by step. Okay, you don't want to catapult yourself up too high. You can really get yourself into some serious trouble if you go too big too fast. William Sissel says, what kind of stats do you like to see when someone is starting to trade, i.e. using TraderView? I'd say the single most important stat, William, is your average win and your average loss. Okay, and the other second most important stat would be the average hold time of your win and the average hold time of your loss. I'd say if you're first starting out trading, I don't care about your consistency. I don't care if you're right 35% of the time. If you just started trading, you're going to have a low consistency if you just started trading. So I'm going to look at the stats that show me discipline. And the stats that show me discipline are your winning trades shorter than your losing trades? If they are, what that probably means is you're jumping out of winning trades too soon and you're holding on to losing trades way too long, meaning the stock is going past your stop loss and you're not exiting. So if you're a beginner trader, I'm going to want to see that, let's say your average loss is 12 minutes. Your average win is 36 minutes. Like, I'm going to want to see that your average win is a longer time period trade than your average loss. The other thing I'm going to want to see is your average win is a larger P&L than your average loss. That also shows me discipline. Because if you enter a trade and you're looking at least 2-to-1, 3-to-1 risk reward, meaning if you're risking, 50 cents on a trade, you're going to at least make $1, $1.50, $1.25 if you're right. So what that should show me is if you're sticking to your stop loss and you're allowing for the winning trades to work themselves out and you're being disciplined with your stop loss, your average losing trade should be less than your average win. Those are the two stats that I would say are the most important stats that I look at when I go through my one-on-one mentor sessions with students. So TTG members, I have them, when we do one-on-one mentor sessions, I review their trades. They connect their accounts to TraderView. View is spelled V-U-E, TraderView, V-U-E.com, not V-I-E-W. Okay, and that gives me a downloadable, detailed statistical report of their trading. And those are two of the biggest stats, William, that I say that I would probably focus on if you were a beginner trader. Let's see, what else? Yes, Karen, E-Trade is great for beginners. Charles Schwab is also great for beginners. Allie says, hey, Mike, hope you're doing well. What stock do you think we should invest in for the long term? AMD. I like AMD. Apple, Mary, David, AMD. How long is your long-term for? Miss Tiny Trader, my long-term portfolio is at least a 5 to 10 year horizon. Jonathan says, "What's your opinion on CPE?" Jonathan, I'd have to take a look at it, but I've never taken a look at it. I'm sorry. I'll have to take a look at it. Harvey says, "What is the initial morning high? First top high candle before pull down, either red or green." Harvey, the initial morning high is the high of the day before the very first pullback. Let's go over some examples. I'll show you guys what the initial morning high looks like. So it's your first true pullback. I'm not talking about a 1 minute pullback. Your first true pullback. In the example of the SPY, here's the SPY. There's your initial morning high because there's your first pullback. Notice when we broke the initial morning high, it then became an area of support and then continued higher. Let's go to another example. Again, guys, it's the first identifiable pullback. Okay, now here's Apple. Okay, Apple. Here is your initial morning high. Now, these so happen to be the opening bell candle. It doesn't always work out. I'm going to go over like 10 of these and just to go over some examples. There's the initial morning high. Notice we broke through the initial morning high. It then became an area of support and then pushed higher. Okay, I'm just going to go over a couple of examples. Okay, now, let's see. Here's Aurora. Okay, Aurora. I would say your initial morning high is right there. Your first true identifiable pullback. Okay, there is your initial morning high right there. Notice how that became support on that pullback. Okay, remember, it is your first truly identifiable pullback where a stock experiences true price action to the downside. Now, SRNE, okay, SRNE, there's your initial morning high. Why? Because there's your first true identifiable pullback. Okay, I'm just pulling up random tickers, guys. Just pulling up random tickers where the initial morning high would be in play. Let's look at Tesla. And Tesla was real choppy in the morning. That one doesn't even really look like it's relevant or in play. Let's look at Roku. Roku never broke its initial morning high, but the initial morning high would be right there. Let's see. What's another one? Somebody give me a ticker symbol. We'll pull it up and I'll tell you guys where the initial morning high is. Somebody just throw it out there. Just somebody throw out a ticker symbol. Twillo. Twillo right there becomes your initial morning high because this was your first identifiable pullback. Okay, your first identifiable pullback where you see a very clear and distinct pullback in share price. Okay, when you see a very clear and distinct pullback. Okay, here's a good example. Now look at Chipotle. Okay, here's Chipotle. This was the opening bell. Okay, this was the opening bell. Okay, the initial morning high in this situation is right there. That is your initial morning high. Why? Because during this entire move, for the first 8, for the first 24 minutes of the day, the stock went straight up. And then you see here is your first identifiable pullback. That's why that is your initial morning high on Chipotle. And it's not that. It's not that. It's not that. Because these are not true identifiable pullbacks. Now, if Chipotle did that, okay, then that would be your initial morning high. If you got a pullback like this, because it would be a truly identifiable pullback. One of the things that you guys will learn as a member of True Trading Group. Is this thing at all-time highs? Wow, Chipotle made all-time highs on Friday. That's sickening. That is sickening. Wow. One of the things that you guys will learn is how to properly identify the initial morning high. You need to be able to properly identify the initial morning high. So many things are based off the initial morning high and also the initial morning low. The initial morning low, it has the same credence as the initial morning high. It's just to the downside if you're looking to short a stock. But being able to properly identify that initial morning high and that initial morning low is something that you will learn as a member of True Trading Group in the course material, in our daily chat discussions. It's something that I put a very, very large focus on, because if you improperly identify that initial mark, if you incorrectly identify it, you're going to be trading a pattern that's not really there, and you're going to get yourself into a load of trouble. Okay, so step one on, let's say, like the TTG triangle, for example, part of the virtual conference, okay, the Trader Palooza conference that all members get access to, that I'm holding on May 30th. One of the sections I'm going to be discussing is the TTG triangle, which is my absolute favorite chart pattern. It's got, I think, the highest probability, and it's got the best risk reward. I've pulled out sometimes 6-to-1 risk reward on a TTG triangle. It's ridiculous. Okay, I love the TTG triangle. It's for those that are experienced traders. The TTG triangle is just a pattern that I named. It's really just a very specific ABCD pattern. So an ABCD pattern or an opening range breakout pattern. It's a very specific type of the ABCD pattern. Okay, it's a very specific type when certain criteria are met and certain things align. That's the TTG triangle, and a lot of it has to do with that entire pattern is based off the initial morning high. So in that virtual conference, the Trader Palooza conference, again, that all TTG members get access to, I'm going to be covering how to identify the initial morning high. So guys, again, if you guys want to join me on the Trader Palooza, if you're already a TTG member, you already have access to it the whole day. If you guys are not members yet and you want to join, take advantage of the 36% discount that I'm running for the month of May. And if you sign up by midnight tonight, you get a free one-on-one mentor session. So use coupon code TTG36 for the discount and access to Trader Palooza and a one-on-one mentor session with me. Use TTG36 for the 36% discount, access to Trader Palooza, and a one-on-one with the Wolf. Use coupon code TTGWolf36. All right. Next question. What's your take? Lewis says, what's your take on pre-market data? I don't use it for continuation plays. However, if it's on earnings, then I'll look for clues. Lewis, I don't use pre-market data as much as some momentum traders or scalpers do. I'll pay attention to pre-market data. I'll pay attention to pre-market levels. What I like to use pre-market for is to confirm a level for me on the daily chart. For example, let's say a stock is gapping up to $5. And I look on the daily chart and I see there used to be resistance at 450. And for the last 2 years, the stock couldn't get over 450. That was resistance, but now we're gapping above it. So I'm like, okay, I see a potential support level at 450 now because previous resistance becomes support. So I'm looking at a possible support level at 450. Then when I go intraday and I look at the pre-market data, sometimes if the stock pulls back in, it's at $5 now, but maybe a half hour ago, it pulled into 450, held 450 and bounced to $5. That's when I love looking at pre-market data, when it confirms for me a level that I see on the daily chart. Important note, guys, I do not include pre-market data in my VWAP indicator. I also do not include pre-market data in my 9 EMA indicator. If you do, your indicators will be greatly different from mine. Your VWAP value is going to be different from mine. Your 9 EMA value is going to be different from mine. So very key point. If you guys are trying to follow my style, my strategy, my setups, my trades, I do not include pre-market data in my VWAP indicator, and I do not include it in my 9 EMA. I do not want pre-market data in my VWAP or my 9 EMA. Why? Both of those indicators are lag indicators, meaning they are calculated off of prior data points. Every single trade that is made recalculates VWAP. The more data that gets calculated into that VWAP equation, the greater the lag will be. Okay, that is why as a stock extends away from VWAP late in the afternoon, VWAP catches up very, very slowly. Versus in the morning when the stock extends, VWAP catches up very quickly. Perfect example. Look at CMG. This orange line on my screen is VWAP. Look at how quickly VWAP chased the stock higher. You see how quickly VWAP caught up to the stock? Then look at the afternoon. You see how slow VWAP? Look at the steepness of slope. Look at the slope of that VWAP. Look at the slope of that VWAP. Do you see the difference? That's because the more data that gets calculated into the VWAP value, the greater the lag will be. So I don't want hours of pre-market data affecting my lag of VWAP. Pre-market data is a fraction of the market participants. It's a fraction of the true volume. It is a fraction of all the market participants in the stock for that day. So I could give two shits about what's going on in the first 3 hours of the day if it's not the full picture. I care about what the stock does when every single market participant is in the game. It's like saying, okay, guys, we're going to line up, two different football teams. Okay, or I'm sorry, you know what? We're going to put two different basketball teams out on the court. Okay, we're going to have the Lakers, and the Lakers are going to play the Knicks. The Knicks are terrible, right? The Lakers are the best team in the NBA. Now, if we just took two players of each team, and we took two of the worst players on the Lakers, and we put them on the court, and we took two of the best players from the Knicks, and we put them on the court, and we said, okay, guys, play. Play for 2 hours. The Knicks might be winning that game. But then as soon as you take LeBron James and Anthony Davis and you put them on the court with the Lakers and you put the rest of the Knicks team on the court, now all of a sudden the Lakers kick the shit out of the Knicks. Because now all of the players are playing the game. Pre-market data is a lot like that. I don't want my VWAP indicator or my 9 EMA indicator affected by pre-market data when the whole crew or the whole team is not playing the game. So very important fact for you guys, I don't include pre-market data in those indicators. Next question. Yes, Craig. A lot of people short small caps in the TTG chat room. A lot of people short small caps. Centerpoint, Cobra are the most common brokers that they get borrows on. OCU says, how do you stop overtrading? Here's a way you can stop overtrading, OCU. I want you to think of trading like this. Think of trading this way. It's law of averages. Okay, it's the law of averages. So let's say your average win percentage is 55%. Let's say you're right 55% of the time, which means you're consistently profitable. Or at least you should be. If you start your day going 3 for 3, okay, that's a 100% win rate. But your average win rate is 55%. So what do the law of averages tell you if you keep trading? The law of averages are going to tell you if you keep trading, you're going to eventually work your way back down to that 55% win rate. It's just like blackjack. Law of averages. The law of averages tell you if you sit at a blackjack table long enough, you will give back all of your money. All of it. That's why they say learn to quit while you're ahead. Because if you sit at that table long enough, it is a mathematical, statistical fact. You will give all your money back if you sit there long enough. So if you think of trading like that, if you struggle from over trading, this could be a thought process that could potentially help you, where you can say, okay, if I'm 2 for 2, or I'm 3 for 3, or if I'm 2 for 3, or I'm 3 for 4, if you think of it that way, that, okay, if you keep going, the law of averages are going to eventually work back against you, because if you're 3 for 4, okay, then you're at a 75% win rate. But your average is 55. So the law of averages are in your favor at that moment. But if you keep going, law of averages are going to work against you eventually, and you're going to go work your way back down to 55%. So that's a little mental trick to maybe help some people that struggle with over trading. Jojo Martinez, that's an excellent profit loss ratio. Congratulations. That's an excellent profit loss ratio. Jojo, great job. Great job. 67% accurate. That's great job. When you get to like over 70, that's when you're talking about pro trader stats. So 67% is fantastic. Yeah, Rohit Gupta, we give option trades every day. We trade options every day. We trade equities and options every single day. We give trade alerts and trade recommendations every single day. All right, let's see here. Next question. You see any questions, Jay, that you want to specifically take, or?
No, I mean, look, we went through a lot of it. I mean, individual stocks are going to be a lot harder, given that we're gapping up almost 1% on futures right now.
Here's a question. Kathy says, how do you determine your win-loss ratio? Is it by day or by week? It's by month, Kathy. I would say go by month. Calculate your win-loss ratio on a per-month basis.
Yeah, 100%. Because, 1 week I'm the worst trader in the world. Next week I'm Gordon Gekko.
All right, what else, guys? Give me a. I'll take a couple more questions, guys. Go ahead, keep firing away. Oh, Carter Ogle, what's up? Carter says, I just found your page. I like what I'm seeing. Carter, welcome to True Trading Group, brother. Welcome.
I'm seeing a question. I'm a noob. Best stocks to trade under $10 that will moon very soon, and why you think so? Dorkman. that's a terrible way to trade. You know, you're not looking to buy something just because it's cheap. You're looking to buy something because you think it's got a good ROI into it. Some stock you could buy $100 stock that goes to 200, or you could buy a dollar stock that goes to $1.20. I'd rather be in the one that goes 100% versus the one that goes 20%. So you can't look at it like that. Jacob Shaw. So I could have bought puts and calls on ACB and had been fine Friday. Yeah. You could have done a straddle on or a strangle on them, and the volatility was there that it was a winning trade. Whether or not on days like that, I don't want to do a straddle. I'd rather be in calls, and then when I get out of the calls, then I go to puts, and then when I'm ready to get out of puts, then I go back to calls. Just trade the option up and down.
Yeah, sure, Siraj. Yeah, I can recap. Yeah, I can recap Aurora's trade. So Siraj wants me to recap Friday's trade. No problem. So guys, Aurora was my big winner from Friday before I kind of had to go deal with the personal issues. So I'll just recap the Aurora trade here for you. And basically what I was looking at here, guys, on Aurora was this big, strong, explosive move here off the bell. I loved the volume off the bell. You see how we had real strong volume on the way up. We had one little pause hesitation candle there with very, very low volume. Then as we pushed higher again, we had another strong surge in volume and then another decrease on this pullback. So on that pullback on Aurora, it just felt like this stock is also very heavily shorted, and rightfully so. But it just felt like with this volume profile and the setup that I was looking at, which was a trade line VWAP crossover at the 23.6 Fibonacci level, was where I was looking to get long. And right there is where I jumped in Aurora ACB long right here. And then you can see we just kind of held this 23.6 Fibonacci level, which was also VWAP. Held it, and then we just start to push. We extended and we squeezed higher, and my final take profits came off the table on that push. So my first take profit was right there in front of the high of the day. My second take profit was on the new high, and my final take profit was up into this push. So this was my Aurora trade on Friday. And again, this was prior to, this was prior to me having to then step out when I had some issues, or we got the news about my fiance's grandmother. So this was the trade here, guys. And again, it goes back to, this is kind of what we talked about earlier about being able to identify A+ setups, B setups, C setups, and all of it has to do with understanding volume analysis and understanding how multiple indicators work in conjunction with one another. So I talked to you guys about that. This is what you will learn in the advanced course section on the website, in the curriculum. So the advanced course section, you will learn how multiple indicators work in conjunction with one another and how to conduct volume analysis to identify the A+ setup. Because if we go back, let me delete everything. Let's go over this again. I want to cover this again with you because this is very important. Okay? You want to see heavy volume on the way up. So here's your initial opening bell push. See, your initial opening bell push was with strong volume. Okay? When we go back, strong volume on your initial opening bell push. You had one little brief pause of consolidation, and then look at the volume on that little candle. Okay. Then you see we pushed higher again. And when we pushed higher, look at the volume surge that came back into the stock. Then we have another pullback. Okay. Here's your pullback. Notice the drop off in trading volume. Okay. When you see heavy volume on the way up, lower volume on the pullback, when you see that, that is a sign to me of just profit taking, that a stock is pulling in because of profit taking, not aggressive selling. Now, if Aurora, if the volume on these candles looked like this, okay, if that was the volume on that pullback, that's the difference between an A+ setup and a B setup. That would make this a B quality setup if the volume on this pullback looked like this. Okay, this is how you guys identify A+ setups from B or C setups. Okay, that is why I went ahead and I jumped in long Aurora right there in front of the 23.6 Fibonacci level, the trade line, and VWAP because of that volume analysis. And that's how we were able to catch this real nice strong squeeze move all the way up. Aurora went all the way to 1150, or excuse me, this is 1162 high of the day in the morning. Okay, this was my trade on Friday. All right, guys, so again, understanding how indicators work in conjunction with one another, understanding volume profile and volume analysis is crucial to you becoming a consistently profitable trader. So if you guys want to get the advanced course section, I'm challenging you guys, okay? I'm challenging you to sign up to True Trading Group, go through the courses before the Trader Palooza event, okay? Show me how serious you are about getting a professional education and being able to identify A+ setups versus a B or C setup. Because the inexperienced trader or the novice trader would look at a stock which has the heavy volume on that pullback and not recognize the flaw in the setup. When I'm going through my chart setups, yes, I'm looking for the pros, but I'm also looking to see what are possible things that could make me say this is not an A+ setup. And if I can't find anything that tells me this is not an A+ setup, then chances are, folks, you've got a pretty good trade pattern on your hands. Okay? So what I want you guys to do right now is to take advantage of the 36% discount before prices go up in June, get access to the entire True Trading Group curriculum, become TTG certified, which is at the end of every course, there's a quiz. If you score 85% or higher on the quiz, you guys get a badge for that course. Earn all your badges, you become TTG certified. Okay, that's really, it's like you can print out a certificate, you can share it on social media, lets people know that you've completed the curriculum and then you scored 85 or higher on all the badges. You now know what you're talking about. You received a true professional education, and it, other members can take your opinions with a lot more weight now because they know that you've been through the entire educational curriculum. Okay. And then what I want you guys to do, my challenge to you is to join TTG before midnight tonight. Get the free one-on-one mentor session with either myself or the Wolf. Complete the courses before the Trader Palooza event. I want you guys to come into that Trader Palooza event. We're going to do a Q&A session during lunchtime. And I want you to be able to ask me tons of questions about the advanced courses, the option courses, the foundation courses, the trader psychology courses. I want you to prove to me that you spent the time to go through the courses and that you now have questions about specific things in those courses. I don't want you to ask me very basic general questions because then I'll know you didn't take the courses. When I do one-on-ones with members, I always recommend you go through the courses first because a lot of your basic questions are going to be answered in the courses. So let's get the most out of our time together and ask me questions after you take the courses on things that you don't necessarily understand. Okay, ask me questions on things that you don't necessarily understand. That way, when we're together and you're asking me questions, we can talk about very specific things that can help kind of get you over the hump. So my challenge to each and every single one of you tonight, I know there's a lot of TTG members that are watching this live stream. I see all of you. I hope all of you join me for the Trader Palooza. Okay, I hope all of you join me on the Trader Palooza. Okay, but for those of you that are not yet TTG members, okay, I'm challenging you to sign up tonight, get your free one-on-one and a 36% discount by using the coupon code TTG36. If you want your one-on-one with the Wolf, use coupon code TTGWolf36 and take all of the courses before the Trader Palooza event on May 30th. Okay? Again, guys, I'm going to release the courses. I'm going to release the details to the Trader Palooza event on Tuesday. Oh, nice. Craig says, if you're new to trading, take advantage of this discount. I've traded without mentorship for 8 months and wasted so much more than the cost of a year's mentorship with TTG. I wish I invested into TTG first. Guys, that's a huge part of it. Guys, that's a huge part of it, right? A huge part of it is you being able to get a professional education before you start trading. Okay, most traders, when they start trading, their P&L curve goes down. It goes down quickly. And the reason for that is because they don't know what they're doing. Okay, they don't know what they're doing. They just start trading through trial and error. They're trying to figure things out on their own. They lose money quickly. Okay, then they start to figure out a couple of things from trial and error. They're still losing money, but they're losing money at a slower pace. Then 6 months, a year later, they stop losing money. They just start to baseline, but they're not making money yet. The average person doesn't have enough money to just keep funding their trading account after they lose, while they try to figure it out. Figure it out first. Okay, learn how to trade first, then start trading with real money. Okay, learn how to trade first.
Yeah, guys, it's really simple, and I'm gonna leave after these comments. If you want to become a golfer, it's probably you buy a set of clubs. There's a tendency to just go out there and just start hitting balls on a course. You're going to pick up a lot of bad habits. Probably best to just get a lesson. Understand how to swing the club first. That way, you're always just progressing and getting better, right? So. Well, with that, guys, I'm sure Mike's going to continue. I'm going to jump off. I'm going to do a stream on pot stocks. And, look, Trader Palooza is going to be great. And this week is going to be absolutely dynamite. And I'm pretty pumped, especially about the cannabis stock this week. So have a good night, and I'll catch you guys on the flip-flop.
Later, Jay.
Bye.
Lonnie says, Mike, how do you determine how high the stock may go if it is meeting your A+ setup? I understand the tier trading system, but is there a way to determine possible high trade line? Yes. So Lonnie, when I'm entering a trade, I identify 4 levels. My stop loss, profit target 1, profit target 2, profit target 3. You identify your profit targets based on the daily chart. Okay? Or a longer time frame chart where I identify potential resistance areas. And that's how I map out my profit targets 1, 2, 3. And at profit target 1, when that level is reached, I sell 25% of my position. When profit target 2 is reached, I sell 50% of my position. When profit target 3 is reached, I sell that final 25% of my position. Yeah, Rohit Gupta, my win percentage over the course of a year works out to around 72 to 73% accuracy. Yes, Mike came in trades. So Mike came in trades. Good question. So after you get in, do you switch to the 10, 15-minute chart so you can stay in longer in the trade? So Mike, I look at always. I look at the 3, the 5, the 15. It's sometimes the hourly chart to help me identify patterns and trends and keep me in the trade longer. Yes. Let's see. I'm just trying to get caught up, guys. You got a lot of messages here. I'm trying to get caught up on. Nah, Joe, that's not us. I don't know who that guy is, Joe. That's True Trader. Totally separate from us. Totally separate from us. We're True Trading Group. Yes, Ali, you can. So by learning the TGD course, can we trade it with Forex? Yes, because guys, a true professional education can be applied to various stock trading styles and multiple asset classes. So you can take a professional education and you can trade small caps, mid caps, large caps, ETFs, options, futures, cryptocurrencies. You can trade multiple or various asset classes with a professional education and understanding indicators, price action, volume analysis. That all applies across all different asset classes and trading styles. When you learn a gimmick, okay, you can't apply it to multiple things. It's one specific little gimmick. That's a difference between a professional education and a gimmick. A lot of members at your trading group don't even necessarily follow my trades or even have a style that's similar to mine. Some traders have different styles. They trade different things, but they take the education that they learn and they use that and they implement it in their style and stocks they want to go after, whether it's a futures, a Forex, if it's an option, if it's a small cap, a mid cap, whatever it is, they use that education, they apply it to different asset classes and different trading styles. So that's the biggest difference when you're talking about learning a gimmick or learning a professional education. Yeah, Frank, I'm going to take a look at the futures when we're done with the live stream. We're going to take a look. I'm going to take a look at the futures when I'm done with the live stream. Last I checked, we were up a little bit, like just under 1%. Yeah, Joe, we're looking into that, Joe. We're looking into that for the level 2 subscription. Are we, Joe? We're at 287.60 right now. That's nice. 287.60 is nice. That's a nice little gap up. That's a nice little gap up. Nothing major, but a nice little continuation move from Friday. I'm really interested to see if it's going to hold. Very interested to see if it's going to hold. You can't. You can't do that. If you set a stop loss, you're not going to be able to sell your position until you cancel your stop loss. Yazan, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I think TC2000 does have a simulator. I just use TC2000 for charting. They do offer brokerage if you guys want to trade through TC2000. I believe they go through Interactive Brokers. So they do offer brokerage if you want. I've never traded with TC2000. I'm pretty sure they do have a paper trade account where you could trade with fake money? No, Joe, I've never used Thinkorswim. I trade with Lightspeed. Oh, Cisno, that's JC Penney. Well, stock will probably go up then tomorrow if that's true. Well, guys, any more questions? Talk to me, guys. I'm here for you. Yeah, Jeremy, I'm pretty sure they have paper on TC2000. I'm pretty sure they have a simulator account. Like I said, I've never traded with TC2000. I use them just for charting, but I'm pretty sure TC2000 has a paper trade account. um, yeah, I can do that. I can do that, Ribbonhead. Ribbon said, can you go through your workflow on a trade, like from your scan to your entry, then to your exit? Which indicators were looked at? Oh, man. That is a very loaded question, Ribbonhead. What I will tell you is this. I'll walk you guys through my pre-market process. I'll do that, Ribbonhead. I'll walk you through my pre-market process on how I decide on what stock I'm going to go after on the day, and how I identify my levels, how I build my watch list. So when we're talking about pre-market action, okay, when we're talking about pre-market action, first thing I do is I look at leading gappers on the day, stocks that are gapping up, gapping down the most. And when I look at the stocks that are gapping up, for example, I'm looking at stocks that potentially I'm going to go long on the day. I say, first of all, the gap up, is it on good volume or is the volume really light? If it's light volume gap up, I don't really care about it. If it's 10 times the stock's average trading volume, trading pre-market, that's when I care about it. Okay, when you see big, strong, unusual volume activity on that gap up, that's when I want to really pay attention to that stock. What I'll do next after I see the volume on the gap up. So again, step one is leading gappers. Step two is leading gappers with volume. Step three is leading gappers with volume that have a fundamental catalyst for the gap up. Like, did they get FDA approval to move on to phase 3? Did they get a $25 million contract with the U.S. Army? Did they, is there a buyout rumor? Like, what is the fundamental catalyst for the gap up? Okay, because I want to make sure that there is a fundamental reason for this gap up, and it's not something that is it's not like a fluff press release or some nonsense bullshit, article on Seeking Alpha or anything like that. I want to make sure it's a true fundamental catalyst. So that's the next step. After that, and I figure out there is a fundamental catalyst, the next thing that I do is I look at the daily chart. And I look at the daily chart and I identify my levels. I identify support and resistance levels. Okay, identify support and resistance. I also want to take notice of where are the major moving averages. Where's the 50-day, the 100-day, the 200-day? All right. Once I identify support and resistance levels, I will then look at pre-market trading action and see, are we trading pre-market near any of those levels, whether it's a resistance level or a support level? And does the pre-market action confirm for me the levels that I'm looking at on the daily resistance and daily support? Okay, if there's a level, let's say I think there's a support level at 450 based on the daily chart, and pre-market we're holding support at 450, that confirms my level. So once the bell rings, If we pull back to 450, I'm going to look to be a buyer. Okay. So let's say this, I'm looking for 450 to be support. We open up at $5. We pull back into 450. Then I draw my Fibonacci retracement levels out. Let's say the 38.2 Fibonacci level lines up at 450. Then VWAP lines up at 450. Then the trade line lines up at 450. That's where I'm looking to go in there and pull the trigger. So Ribbonhead, I'm looking for all of those things pre-market that I just talked to you about. That's how a stock gets on my watch list. Then I identify support and resistance levels on the daily chart. Then I identify intraday indicators that line up with levels on the daily chart. So if 450 was my daily chart support level, I'm going to then look for intraday indicators that line up at 450. So let's say, example, 38.2 Fib level and VWAP. Those are two intraday indicators that line up with daily chart support on a stock that made my watch list because of it's gapping up on heavier than expected volume with a good fundamental news catalyst. That's how I go about selecting the stocks that I'm going after. That's how I become a sniper. That's how I focus on A+ setups. That is exactly what you will learn how to do as a member of True Trading Group once you guys go through all of the courses. Okay, that is my typical morning routine on how I place my trades. Okay, a first profit target is usually the high of the day. I sell 25% of my position. We break through the high of the day. We extend higher. That's my second take profit, 50% of my position. And then my final take profit is some resistance level that I identified on the daily chart. Depending on this pattern, depending on the setup, maybe it's at $6. We go up to $6. My final take profit, bang, I drop that last 25% of my position. Trade's over. Money's in my pocket. No, I don't have my process written down anywhere. I don't have my process written down. I mean, I've been doing this for 16 years, Miss Tiny Trader. So I don't have it written down. Guys, also go give me a follow on Twitter, guys. Follow me on Twitter. I'm at Mike Edward _TTG. No. Nice. Andrew, welcome to the family. Welcome to the family, Andrew. All right, guys, Andrew's ready. Andrew's ready to get a professional education. Guys, you have to understand something. Let me just put this into perspective real quick. The courses on our website is the same information that I received when I worked at a hedge fund in New York City that managed about $500 million. So I had to go through a 3-month educational program at the hedge fund before they let me trade with their money. I've simplified those 3 months and created the courses that are available on the website. When you become a member of True Trading Group, you're getting access to a Wall Street education. You're getting a one-on-one mentor session with myself or the Wolf. You're getting access to the Trader Palooza virtual conference. You're getting 1 entire year of chat room, trade alerts, text message trade alerts, email swing trade alerts, premium blog, analyst reports, and stock profiles. You're getting the entire True Trading Group curriculum. That's beginner stock trading, advanced stock trading, beginner options trading, advanced options trading, Trader Psychology Part 1, Trader Psychology Part 2, how to thrive during a stock market crash, as well as access to all future courses that come out down the road. No upsells ever. You guys get access to all of that for a 36% discount. And we're adding a ton of new features to the website in June. That's a trading simulator, paper trade account, real-time level 1 data, access to a real-time level 2 quote, and the ability to buy and sell straight from the website with the same software that Yahoo Finance uses on their platform. All for a 36% discount. It comes out to less than a cup of coffee a day. Andrew's ready. Andrew's ready to get a professional education, get the trade alerts, be in chat, get a one-on-one, come to the Trader Palooza event, use all the new features, get access to all the new courses that come out throughout the year. Andrew's ready. Are you now? Are you guys ready? I am challenging each and every single one of you to join now tonight before midnight, get that 36% discount, get a one-on-one with me, go through all of the courses in time for the Trader Palooza virtual conference on May 30th. That gives you 2 weeks. That gives you 2 weeks to go through the entire True Trading Group curriculum, which is enough time. So I'm challenging each and every one of you, sign up tonight, coupon code TTG36 for a one-on-one with me, coupon code TTGWolf36 for a one-on-one with Jason. Go through the courses in time for the Trader Palooza event, and then come to that Trader Palooza event ready to learn, ready to take notes, ready to ask questions. It is a members-only event. Honestly, the Trader Palooza event is probably worth a TTG membership in itself. Never mind all the courses, the same information I learned working at a hedge fund, a year of chat, a year of text message alerts, the one-on-one mentor session, all of that stuff you guys get included in your membership for what comes out to less than a cup of coffee a day. All right, I'm a Starbucks guy. I spend like $4.50 a day on coffee. Stupid, I know, but I love it. This comes out to like less than $3 a day. Yes, Taj McCullough. Yes. So the name of the hedge fund was T3 Alpha Fund. T3 Alpha Fund closed up shop and just became a prop trading firm. And now it's T3 Capital or T3 Live Capital. Yes, hell yeah, Andrew. Andrew says I'm ready. Yes. Nice, Harvey. Yes. Harvey's like that. That's absolutely right. I signed up last week and the lessons are really helpful for me. Been on it the whole week. Nice, Chris. Welcome, Chris. Oh, Chris, you joined last week. Oh, Chris, I remember. Yeah, Chris, you joined last week. Well, welcome again. B. Smitty, good question. B. Smitty says, Mike, do you take sector into consideration pre-market? In other words, do you stay away from certain sectors pre-market even if they meet the criteria you just mentioned? So, B. Smitty, the only sector that I usually stay away from, regardless of the pre-market action, is crypto companies, because the companies themselves are such shit companies that a lot of these companies the stock prices will gap up if Bitcoin is running higher. But the companies themselves are such terrible companies that a lot of times they just get sold into anyway. And the shipping companies like Tops, Dry Ships, remember DCIX, like GLBS, a lot of those shipping companies, again, horrible stocks that even if they gap up, they tend to get crushed anyway. So those are the only ones that if they're gapping up, they meet my criteria, I'll just start to maybe pay a little bit less attention to them because they trade so poorly. You have to set your prices, Chris. You can either set your by price, Chris, or you can set a trail. Chris says, Mike, when you set a trailing stop, why does it have to be prices? You can set by percentage or by price, your trailing stop. Alex, I've never traded with TradeStation. Alex says, how fast are the executions on TradeStation? Would you recommend it? Would you recommend them over Lightspeed since they have zero commissions? So Lightspeed, by far, in my opinion, has the best execution out of any broker that's out there. Okay? Lightspeed has the best execution, I think, out of any broker out there. Um, I would say, Alex, if you're not trading with large size, if you're trading a small account, stick with the zero commissions because execution is not going to be as important to you. What will be more important to you on a small account is commission-free trading. For me, I don't mind paying a couple dollars per trade because I'm going to be trading with large size. Okay, so I need better execution. The couple dollars to pay a couple dollars to get executed on my full position size is well worth the money for me. But if you're trading with a small account and you have a couple $100 positions, it's not worth it. Go and get the free commissions. Joshua Greer, good question. Joshua says, what criteria does something have to have in order to become a swing trade? Well, it's got to have a good looking daily chart. That's first and foremost. You can't place a swing trade on a stock that doesn't have a good looking daily chart. Okay. You got to have a good looking daily chart. That's first and foremost. And a stock, it's got to have momentum on the day. I would say. I mean, when I look at when I swing trade, there's two different types of trades that I go after for a swing trade. There's a 1 day hold, which is a stock has a ton of momentum today, and I think we're going to get some follow through momentum or a possible gap up the next day. That's a momentum based trade. That's a momentum based swing trade where I'm looking for a 1 day hold. I don't plan on holding this past tomorrow. I'm looking for a continuation of momentum. That's a continuation swing trade. A breakout swing trade is a stock that's in a consolidation on the daily chart, and the pattern on the daily chart is telling you that a trend is either going to continue or a trend is going to reverse based on the setup on the daily chart. Okay, so those are the two different times that I will look at a stock becoming a swing trade. Andrew, the first trade I ever made was in Apple. Alex, if you match my lap times, yes, I'll give you a free one-on-one. Alex says, what's your lap times on Laguna Seca? Also, do I get a one-on-one if I match your lap times? That's because I mentioned one of my hobbies. One of the things I really love to do is I race cars. On my last live stream, I talked about that. That's why he's saying I'm like 1 second off an average pro lap time. So that's why I'm. Yes, Alex, if you match my lap time, brother, I'll give you a free one-on-one. That's funny, man. Good night, Sean. I'll see you in chat tomorrow, brother. All right, guys. All right, guys. I think that kind of wraps. Anybody else have any other questions specifically for me? Anybody have any questions about True Trading Group or about Trader Palooza, about the courses? Anybody have any questions about a membership to True Trading Group? Yes, H Arca. The chat is live streamed every single day. So every single day, okay, every single day, I share my screen. You guys see exactly what I'm doing. I'm on the microphone live, talking you through exactly what I'm seeing, what I'm doing before I do it. Key factor there is I tell you what I'm doing before I do it. Members that are on this live stream can attest to that. Okay, members that are on this live stream can attest to that. No, Frank, I didn't. I was sponsoring it. They wanted to do the event. We were just sponsoring it. What are you doing? Trader Palooza Ribbonhead is I'm doing a virtual conference on May 30th. Okay, it's going to be an all-day event. You can sign in and sign out as you wish, depending on what seminar you want to attend. But myself and the other moderators in True Trading Group are going to be going over different topics throughout the day. And you guys can come in, you can virtually, it's going to be like a virtual trading conference. And it's only for TTG members. So that's why I'm saying, if you guys want to join me for the Trader Palooza conference and get the one-on-one mentor session and get all the courses and get the 36% discount, sign up tonight before midnight. Use coupon code TTG36 to get a one-on-one with me. Use coupon code TTGWolf36 for a one-on-one with Jason. Again, the Trader Palooza event is for members only. Jacob, I have the gold membership, Jacob, for TC2000. 4K auto automation. There's the coupon right there. We just posted it in chat. You can click on that link that we just posted in chat. It'll take you to the website. Use coupon code TTG36. Oh, sis, no, I'm working on that. I'm working on that. No, H. Arca, the Wolf, and I are in the same chat room all day long. So Jason's on the mic. The Wolf, Jason is on the microphone. I am also on the microphone all day long, calling out the trades that we're making. No, Frank, I didn't. I learned on Lightspeed. My hedge fund used Lightspeed. Chris, it's going to start at around 8:30, 8:45 a.m. We're going to release all the details on Tuesday. Nice, Eli. Eli says, I joined TTG 2 weeks ago. The team is very helpful in trades and in getting you set up on any platform, and they have been a lot of help. Started with TTG and have not regretted my decision. Chris says, when do you sleep, Mike? Chris, I never sleep. I live, breathe, eat, sleep trading, baby. I love this stuff. It all depends on your risk, Sarah Froz. Sarah Froz says, how do you calculate lot size on the S&P 500? It depends on your risk. Everybody's risk is different, so everyone's lot size is going to be different. All right, guys? So that's it, gang. That's it. Again, one last time. I am challenging. You have an hour and a half left. I'm challenging each and every single one of you. I'm challenging you all right now. Join True Trading Group. You have an hour and a half to join TTG. If you join TTG within the next hour and a half, you are going to get a free one-on-one mentor session with myself. You're going to get a 36% discount on a year membership. That's going to get you a year of chat room access where I share my screen and I'm on the mic every single day. You're going to get a year of text message alerts sent to your cell phone. So even if you're not in chat, you can still follow along with what it is that I'm trading. You're going to get a year of swing trade email alerts, okay, with the entire thesis, breakdown, profit targets, stop loss, intended hold time. You're going to get a year of access to the premium blog that's updated daily by myself and other TTG moderators with trade ideas, trade recaps, general market commentary, general educational info. You're going to get a year of analyst reports and stock profiles where we compile a stock profile and all the different analyst ratings for a particular stock that you guys are interested in. You're going to get access to the Trader Palooza virtual conference, okay, an entire day of education on different topics. You can sign in and sign out depending on the topics and the seminars that we're going to be hosting, depending on which ones you want to attend. You're going to get access to the entire TTG curriculum. That's the beginner and foundation stock trading course, the advanced stock trading course, the beginner options trading course, the advanced options trading course, Trader Psychology Part 1, Trader Psychology Part 2, How to Thrive During a Stock Market Crash, as well as access to all future courses. Okay, so if I come out with a new course in a month from now or 2 months from now, you will immediately get access to that course with no additional charge. There are no upsells in True Trading Group ever. Okay, there's no upsells with TTG ever. That is what you guys are going to get access to if you sign up for TTG before midnight. I'm challenging each and every single one of you to join the family, get a professional education, go through all of the courses, and become TTG certified before the Trader Palooza event. Okay, that gives you 2 weeks to go through the courses. That is enough time. That's enough time to go through the courses. Show me how serious you guys are about becoming a consistently profitable trader. Show me how serious you are about getting a professional education. Because if you're serious about learning how to become a successful trader, I'm serious about being your mentor and guiding you every single step of the way. You guys have access to me during the day. You can send me messages and chat. You can DM me during the day. Okay, you guys have access to me all day long. Take advantage of it. Join the family full time. Again, guys, for a one-on-one mentor session with myself, use coupon code TTG36. For a one-on-one mentor session with Jason the Wolf, use coupon code TTGWolf36. Okay? Guys, Tuesday is TTG Tuesday. Chat room's open for free. Make sure you guys jump in on chat on Tuesday. Come and say what's up. But if you guys want that free one-on-one and access to the Trader Palooza and that 36% discount, you only have an hour and a half left to sign up. All right? That's it, guys. That concludes another awesome live stream. Thank you for joining me. What I want each and every single one of you to do right now, hit that like button for me. Show me how much you appreciate these live streams. Show me how much you appreciate me giving you guys all this free content, answering your questions, helping you all become better traders, getting you one step closer to your goal of consistent profitability. If you haven't done so already, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And make sure you definitely hit that notification bell to make sure you don't miss out on any more videos and live streams that I come out with on a daily basis. You guys are great. I love each and every single one of you. Enjoy the rest of your night. I'll see you guys all in chat this week. Take care, guys. Had a blast. Later.